Many, many years ago, my wife, Jennifer Jean, bought me this book as an anniversary present. It's a brilliant book, and she'd always known that not only have I always loved, but I've always loved studying the poetry and the plays of T.S. Eliot. In the flyleaf, she wrote this, and that stands for what it was then, and it was a brilliant present, and I was really happy, and you can see exactly how it celebrated our first anniversary. I like to read from Eliot, especially around Christmas time, and just get a little bit of light on what we're reading here. As my mother used to say, a little bit of light on the subject. I'm going to read my favourite poem, called Journey of the Magi. Absolutely beautiful poem, written by Eliot. I'm not sure if he was in America at the time or in India, but it's from a section called the Aerial Poems, and entitled, as I say, Journey of the Magi. A cold coming we had of it, just the worst time of the year for a journey, and such a long journey. The ways deep, the weather sharp, the very dead of winter. And the camels, galled, sore-footed, refractory, lying down in the melting snow. There were times we regretted. The summer palaces on slopes, the terraces, and the silken girls bringing sherbet. Then the camel-men cursing and grumbling and running away, and wanting their liquor and women. And the night fires going out, and the lack of shelters, and the cities hostile, and the towns unfriendly, and the villages dirty and charging high prices. A hard time we had of it. At the end, we preferred to travel all night, sleeping in snatches, with the voices singing in our ears, saying, this was all just folly. Then, at dawn, we came down to a temperate valley, wet below the snow line, smelling of vegetation, with a running stream and a watermill beating the darkness, and 3 trees on a low sky, and an old white horse galloped away in the meadow. Then we came to a tavern with vine leaves over the lintel, 6 hands at an open door, dicing for pieces of silver, and feet kicking the empty wineskins. But there was no information. So we continued and arrived at evening, not a moment too soon. Finding the place, it was, you may say, satisfactory. And all this was a long time ago, I remember. And I would do it again, but set down. This set down. This. We were led all that way for birth or death. There was a birth, certainly. We had evidence and no doubt. I had seen birth and death, but had thought they were different. This birth was hard and bitter agony for us, like death, our death. We returned to our palaces, we returned to our places, these kingdoms, but no longer at ease here in the old dispensation, with an alien people clutching their gods. I should be glad of another death. That's a beautiful poem, absolutely beautiful. There are several lines in it, obviously, that I particularly like, but near the end there, this. We were led all that way for birth or death. There was a birth, certainly. We had evidence and no doubt. I had seen birth and death, but I had thought they were different. But this birth was hard and bitter agony for us, like death, our death. To me, that poem says so much, not just about Christmas, but it says so much about me. Like so many of us, I had seen birth and I had seen death, and I had thought that they were different. Maybe, as Eliot said, they both are their own kind of agony. Maybe that is what we see, not only in the crucifixion of the Christ child, but in his birth. We see a hard and bitter agony, but Eliot says, is that not just for us? Or was it for him as well? Makes you think. It certainly makes me think. Happy Christmas.